Yes, they've been incredibly impressive. LeBron is playing otherworldly. Anthony Davis, MVP caliber season. The shooting has been better than I anticipated with KCP, Danny Green, Rajon Rondo, all shooting right around 40% or better. But in a way, we kind of expected this type of start. We looked at the schedule and said, look, maybe not 17-3.
But they needed to start at least 14-6, at a minimum.
At
right?
a minimum. But
Yep.
I think we kind of looked at the schedule and expected that. And then we roll into December, and we'll see what they're made of. You mentioned the road games. 12 games through December 29th, all against playoff teams or playoff-ish type of teams. If they roll through this schedule in December, looking like the team they look like in November, I will be all in on the Lakers. But one big thing concerns me beyond the schedule. The Lakers have to embrace load management.
No, they don't.
Okay, can I finish?
Sorry.
They have to embrace load management because Anthony Davis is out there every other game talking about a sore shoulder. LeBron James is in his mid-30s playing the best two-way basketball I've seen him play since Miami, but at a significant number of minutes per game. If you're the Lakers and you want this team operating like it's operating in April and May, you have to start giving LeBron periodic days off. Maybe not the Kawhi Leonard 22 games off schedule, but 10, 12 games during the season to make sure this team is where it needs to be.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
You're that guy. Numbers, statistics, they don't tell the truth. They don't tell the truth. The reason why the Lakers are off to this start and why I'm buying it is because of effort, right? So if you embrace load management, they're not going to be 17-3, and they won't be the team to beat. When have we ever seen an NBA team embrace this type of start? Yeah, we can talk about the Golden State Warriors, but that was just off of pure talent. They were hot. But when you see these guys diving on the floor, getting up off the ground after hard fouls.
The Warriors didn't do that, Brandon.
No. The Warriors what?
They did not do that. They knew they could coast through the regular season and be available.
He's talking about the 70. He's talking about before.
Gotcha,
Correct.
Gotcha.
So you can look at that and say, well, they embraced it. No, they were just knocking down shots. They were just a really good basketball team. This team is winning off of pure will. So if we embrace load management, they have no chance of coming out of the West. No chance.
So a number of things.
Did I fall asleep and forget last season? Did I just black out and miss what Toronto did last season?
Hold on, let's talk. All right, fine, real quick.
Sorry, I just had to.
So Toronto, the team that was 17-5 when Kawhi didn't play.
Yes.
That was the one seed the year before they got him, and that is 15-4 now without him.
Yeah.
So maybe Toronto was very, very uniquely positioned to have their best player load manage. Secondarily on that, the second most load-managed player in the league last year was who? Joel Embiid. So when Kawhi and Joel Embiid play a playoff series, is load management the winner no matter what? Because if Kawhi misses and Philly moves on, is Joel Embiid in that position because of load management? And if Kawhi's load management worked, did Joel Embiid's load management lose? So Toronto and Kawhi is in a special bucket.
I don't know what bucket he's in.
Because he clearly is on a different schedule than every other great player in the history of basketball. So we're going to put him over there. If he wins another title again, no one will care. If he doesn't, because the Clippers are the 5 seed and they have to play Houston or Utah or Denver in the first round, and I end up being right that this load management is going to bite them, then we'll see. But let's set that aside. First of all, schedule with the Lakers. They had a very easy last 2.5 weeks, and all they did was go 10-0 until Dallas caught them, okay? Second of all, it is so delicious to me that for a decade I heard LeBron is feasting on the East. Yeah. If he came out West, he wouldn't do it. And now all of a sudden, people are having to go to the Boise State argument. Well, what about the schedule? It's the damn NBA.
Yeah.
Every team plays the same schedule if you're in the West, give or take a game or two. There's slight, some teams play a team 4 times, other teams will play 3, but you play basically the same exact schedule if you're in the West as every other team in the West. And you're right. At Denver, at Utah, what they have tonight and tomorrow is the single hardest back-to-back, I believe, that exists in basketball. The elevation in Denver, the fans in Utah, I think that is the hardest back-to-back you can have. You could say at Lakers, at Clippers this year, but at least then there's no travel involved. You're in the same building. So we will see if the team with the best player in the world and the defensive player of the year and top 8 in offense, top 8 in defense is as good as it looks like they are.
You're saying that everybody plays the same schedule, and they do, but not yet. The Lakers haven't played that schedule.
But it's been a quarter of the season.
It's barely been a quarter of the season. So, yeah,
it's been exactly a quarter of the season. It's 20. Okay, well, 20.5 would be a quarter of the season. They don't. So after the first quarter tonight, it will be a quarter of the season. I'm sorry, the first half tonight. But let me get to the load management thing though with the Lakers. What you are encouraging is awful for the sport. And it has to matter. LeBron is different. LeBron should not play all 82, but last time he did, he was so young. It was year 15. And what did he do in those playoffs? Oh, he averaged 34, 9, and 9. Oh, he hit multiple game winners before ripping the Celtics' heart out in game 6 and 7, and he was so tired when the NBA Finals started. He went 51, 9, and 9 in an overtime game there. So whether or not LeBron James is going to be able to handle the workload, all of his career says yes. Anthony Davis has a lingering shoulder injury. Do I think Anthony Davis should play 82 games? No. Should he play 75, though? You bet your ass. Should LeBron James play 75 to 77 games? Yes. You know why? Because they are professional damn athletes, and they want to play. And the idea that we are going to use against them, well, they're trying too hard early, I think is insanity.
Okay, just real quick here. You act like the Raptors were like this aberration. DNP rest was happening in San Antonio for years with Tim Duncan. And it worked. And it worked to the tune of multiple championships in San Antonio. The other thing, the byproduct of resting guys during the season is that the other players had the opportunity to get better. I think Pascal Siakam benefited from playing 22 games without Kawhi Leonard last year, being in a more prominent role than Kawhi without Kawhi in the lineup. So it enabled him, I think, to be a better player in the postseason. So if LeBron sits out some games, maybe that's more opportunity for a Kyle Kuzma to play a more prominent role. And maybe you drop
to the 3 seed, and it matters. And the Spurs thing, everyone says it, and you know this, but for the audience, look up Tim Duncan's games played. They did invent DNP rest, and up until the very end, he played 74 games every single year. He would occasionally miss a game while healthy. The idea that it is now standard, though, going to be standard for guys to not even play 70, the team that invented it didn't do that.
I'm not saying 60. I'm saying 70 is a good number. You missed 12 games. It's okay on back-to-backs. I'm good with that.
Let me help you experts out, right? Like, you guys are phenomenal when it comes to basketball. So let me wrap it up for you guys. Both of you guys are right. I agree with load management, but not for the Lakers. Why? Because the Lakers, they're not as strong. I'm going back to Golden State. They were a team that they could participate in load management, right? Because they were that good. The Lakers aren't that good where they can take nights off. So to your point, man, these are professional athletes. They need the rest. They need to recover. It's 82 games. That's a long season. The NBA need to check that.
You can miss 5 games. Fine.
The NBA need to check that. But in this situation, if the Lakers want to win a championship, there's load management cannot be a part of their program.
Harden's not load managing. LeBron's not load managing. The best players in the game, if they're healthy, are going to play at least 75 games this year, except for Kawhi, who gets to be on a special schedule. And because the team won the title last year, none of us are allowed to critique it. But listen, I'll take the arrows. It's bad for the sport, and thankfully, the face of the sport and the best player ever at the sport won't engage in it.
Well, the sport needs to fix it. 82 games is a lot.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.